Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs Show. Happy Tuesday evening. I hope we're all okay. I hope we're all all right. I hope the day has treated you all as well as it possibly could have treated you. Obviously, you're just seeing this right now. And yeah, I will apologize. I actually am holding my microphone. This isn't intentional, I promise. This is something that basically the stand that holds the microphone decided that as soon as I finished my stream this morning, it doesn't really want to stand up on the desk anymore. So I'll work that out tomorrow. I couldn't be bothered today. But anyway, yes, in this video, though, we are talking about some really interesting transfer news, actually. So we're talking about Alfie Devine and loan interest from Belgium, which is a bit of an odd one. There is other interest, but the Belgian one seems to be the most prominent of interest. On top of that, we're going to be talking about the PR blunder that Daniel Levy has gone through with, I guess what you could say, a interesting decision on away tickets for Europe. I'll give you a bit more of the details, don't you worry. On top of that, we're going to be talking about Spurs wanting Gomes. It's not João Gomes. That's all I can tell you right now. And a bit of an update on the Cardoso deal, because there's a little bit of a spilling of information. We'll see what it means. We'll see if it's true. Just want to say that if you're watching this and you know, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And apologies for the amount of times I mucked up on setting up lives. For some reason, YouTube didn't want me to go live through them, so I had to go through a different avenue to get the stream up. It's yeah. It's been an interesting 20 minutes. Evening, Alez, mate. How are we? Evening, Jazz. I mentioned Cardoso this morning, and now we have some news. And he's spoiling us. Don't say I don't treat you, mate. Do not say I don't treat you. Does the winner of the FPL get anything? Just curious. Josh, by any chance are you doing well in the FPL? Is that why you're asking? How are you, mate? Anyway, more importantly. Anyway, let's jump in. Let's talk some Spurs. That's why you're here. You're not here to listen to me ramble. You're here to me to talk Spurs. Are you not? Yeah. The silence is deafening from all of you. Right, let's start with the ticket cap situation. So Matt Law, a few hours ago, putting out that Tottenham are believed to be among at least 3 clubs who are opposed to new ticket price caps. So to give you an idea of what the ticket price caps are, it's really for the away fans. Okay, so UEFA imposed a cap on how much clubs can charge away fans for tickets. So this season, supposedly in the Europa League, is £34. Okay. Next season in the Europa League, it's going to be £30. So you can see it's actually decreased, which is good news. We want that. We want that. You know what I mean? For a lot of the big boys that are going to be in this competition, Spurs and Manchester United being 2 of them, they make already so much money on a ticket, on a match day as it is. You know what I mean? You know, you're haggling over hundreds of thousands instead of, you know, millions, you know. Hello, Marvin. How are you, mate? Gabe, what have you missed? You haven't missed much. Just me rambling. Glad the stream worked. Didn't want to have to go watch the... Oh, yeah. There's, yeah, Spurs Twitter. It's always a fun place. You're first in the FPL. That's why you wanted to know if there's a prize. Maybe there is. I don't know. I don't know right now, mate. Hey, Josh, mate, you all right? Morning, 1:30, 1:20 in the morning, Perth. Oh, Gonzo, mate. Fair play to you. Angel Gomes. Is it Angel Gomes? Is it Robert? I don't know. You have to see. Anybody, the Chance Windows review, I have a comment. I am cooking. Do you mean the video that I'm supposed to do for it? Haven't done it yet. I need to do it this week. I promise. It will rock around. But yeah, so that was it. So Spurs supposedly one of the 3 clubs doing that. Now, what I have the issue with here is obviously we got rid of the senior concessions for season tickets this season. Obviously, it doesn't affect me. Doesn't affect the majority of you, obviously, because obviously we're not seniors. You know, I'm 28. My body feels like it's a senior, but it's not. We all then have the second most expensive season ticket supposedly across Europe this season. And obviously now this. And obviously don't forget, we also signed up to the Super League. So reality, it's one thing after another. And it's so difficult being a Spurs fan sometimes. You know, the stuff on the pitch, you know, people being upset left, right, and centre, that's no fun. You know, the least we could do is just go a few weeks without something like this coming out. We're on an international break. It's quiet. There's no real news coming out at the moment. The least we could do is not bring out the news that we're doing this. look, I get football's a business. I'm not denying that. And I'm not even going to sit here and say, what? Nah, it should be for the fans. No, football's a business. End of the day, you're watching a club spend money buying players. It's a transaction. That's what a business does. But this just feels really backwards. This feels like for any goodwill that you might get, you're scrapping it right off the bat, you know? So not great. What have you missed, Egad? Just talking about ticket cap prices. Another disaster from Levy. He has no idea how to act like a normal human being. Well, Martin, I'm not going to sit there and deny it to you, mate. I'm not going to sit there and deny it. It's ridiculous. It honestly is ridiculous. All this news. It just, yeah. I'm not going to get myself wound up by it, but you know, I was unhappy about the senior ticket concession price. That was what I was most unhappy about. I mean, the fact that we tried to force, not even tried to. The fact that we raised FA Cup ticket prices against Man City up because it's Man City when everyone keeps it capped at around £25. I mean, the Burnley game, the round before was £25 a ticket for some places. We raised us, yes, it's only 35, and maybe that £10 isn't a big sum of money, but it's what the message sends from that. And it's just, yeah, it's unacceptable in my opinion. It's just unacceptable. Well, Football Lover, mate, that video will come within the next few days. How about that? When I get around to it. How about that? Right, moving on. This is really annoying. I prefer the stand being here for the microphone that I can talk into. I absolutely hate the fact that I have to hold this, and it's not actually very light. You'd be surprised. I'm a big boy, but you know, I'd rather not have to lift this all the time. Talking some good transfer news. I think, hi Andy, with the Van de Ven injury and ticket prices, why no left back, centre back cover or left back cover? Joke of a club. Yeah, I feel like they've mucked up here. An extra 10 to 15 quid on the away prices mean almost nothing to the bottom line. Terrible PR. Terrible PR. Watched video today by Barnaby. He talked about the debt we have due to the new stadium. I mean, yeah, we have a debt, but we've also nearly doubled the events that we hold at the stadium. We make, what is it? We make the third most across Europe through game day. Like, there's a lot of spin going on. That stadium doesn't half cover itself. Yeah, I disagree. I'm not saying you, Gabe, or whoever the video came out from, but yeah, that we so this debt kind of stops us making big signings. It doesn't. I promise you, mate. It doesn't. How is Devine able to leave after the window's closed? Because there's windows open. There's still windows open. And let's talk about Alfie Devine, because that's what I was coming to next. So Paul O'Keefe saying that Alfie Devine subject to serious interest from Westerlo in Belgium, who are leading the race for him to join on loan. Talks continue. Other parties in Belgium too, which is quite interesting that Belgium are really keen on Alfie Devine. I'm not gonna be angry about it. I talked about Belgium literally in the video this morning. I said, you know, they're a league that is growing and improving. I think, you know, I said that when I last looked, Ligue 1 was no longer a top 5 league, and actually I think Belgium was. Westerlo, obviously, that's where Vuskovic is playing at the moment, Luka Vuskovic. So we'd actually have 2 players at Westerlo. And obviously, I did the loan roundup this morning. The beautiful thing is that I might be able to do 2 players in one when I talk about Westerlo now, which makes my job a lot easier. But I think it's a great move. Now, look, I'm curious to the situation. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, we've got Bentancur and Basuma and Sarr and Burval and Gray and Madison and Kulu plays centrally now. If he's not going to get enough minutes, fine. But I know what happens with our midfield. It breaks down. Now, yes, Kulusevski filling in centrally now maybe gives us an option that we didn't think we had. But it does give me pause for concern. You know, all things considered and all hypotheticals out the window, if we're just looking at this straight as an information about Alfie Devine on loan, brilliant news. Good league, good quality football in that league when all things considered. I have no issues with the loan move. I'm just concerned due to the injuries that we've had previously in the midfield last season that we're letting another midfielder go, albeit on loan, and maybe there's a callback option, which hopefully in one of these midfielder options that we have, there is a callback option. That would be nice. But I think that's a fantastic move. If we just talk about that, I think it's a brilliant move. So, yeah, I mean, look, I'm definitely not concerned definitely not concerned about that. If all things considered, it's not really a debt, more like a complicated mortgage. This was supposed to be for the chance of a video, but I think Tottenham will allow Davies to leave and Reggie and the left back from Luton. Well, our window is shut, so you'd be talking about January, mate. As long as we're back onto transfers and first team players, can the team over and alone be cancelled in January? I can help out with the paperwork if needed. I assume there's some sort of early termination clause. You probably have to pay a fee, but I assume there's a get out. Neto been a big improvement to our squads. Hope Devine goes to Belgium. Very decent league, and I wouldn't mind watching Westerlo every week. Well, hey, like I said, it does me an absolute brilliant favour that two players can play at one club. We had it last season, obviously, at Leeds for the first half of the season, and then Plymouth for the second half of the season. It made my job easier when I did my loan round ups, As American, I'm jealous of the lower ticket price you have. Keeping it affordable fans and families to go to games is extremely important. Bringing the next generation fans along, bad look. Well, the thing is, Spurs don't really do that. They don't really try and keep it very affordable. If especially your family, you're paying out hundreds and hundreds of pounds for a game. Now, look, I know, Joe, you're an American, and look, I love me some New England Patriots, right? I know of the prices of even preseason games in the NFL this summer was ridiculous. I know there's regular season games in the NFL prices wise that are ridiculous. If you're talking about like the Bay Area rivalry, for example, that was what was like $90 for a preseason game, which doesn't sound like a lot of money for people to go, oh, $90 is not too bad when you think about it. It's a preseason game. You're not going to see as much of the starters as you'd want. That for me is a bit of a farce. But for Spurs being so expensive, it is a bit of a farce, if I'm honest. My first time playing FPL and I'm first in league. Yeah, I went for the nonchalant, no Haaland Salah look, and I'm getting screwed there. Hi, I'm 85. I'm really furious about the removal of concession for seniors. I'm now paying the full whack for my season ticket. Yeah, and Ivan, that's the thing that I talked about. You might not have been here when I was talking about it at the time, but it's farcical. These are fans that have been around Spurs and watching Spurs and going to games week in, week out before Daniel Levy was even born. Before some of like my parents were born, people have been going to games so frequently. And to get rid of them it's a spit in the face. Would be great for Vuskovic and Devine to time to link up and play together before they come at Spurs. No harm in that, for sure. It's always tomorrow with Spurs, never today. Give it 10 years and football pushed out to ground share with Barnet. That could be a decent little rivalry. Levynomics. Most, if not all of our loans have callback clauses in case we need them January. Well, there you go. What happened just after my fancy football team during lunch? Did you get McCaffrey? And if you didn't, sabotage the person who did is all I'm going to say. CMAC is a cheat code. Cardoso knows Mike McGrath saying that Spurs' buy option for Johnny Cardoso, the Real Betis player that Spurs have a small stake in. They own a little bit of him. They don't own a little bit of him. The weird situation that it is, it's worth £21 million. So call it 25 million euros. The window for Spurs to activate the option is 2 weeks long and is at some point in 2025. 2 weeks long is not a very long time, is it? I mean, I guess if you know what it is, you can kind of go, oh, it's July 14th to July 28th. We know we're going to buy him. We'll put the bid in on the first day. Boom. I guess that would work. It does feel a bit weird. It's only 2 weeks long. That does feel a bit weird, if I'm honest. You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. These things are these things. You think we're actually going to have more incomings after Anthony's happy with the squad? No, there's no more incomings, Gabe. Our window is shut, but we can still sell and loan players to windows that aren't shut. Hence why Regulon's linked away still. Hence why we're linked with Alfie Devine going to Belgium. The windows are still open for certain nations, but for us in the UK, we're shut. Spain, Germany, Italy, all shut. But, I think Belgium's still open, Turkey is still open, UAE is still open, Croatia, Serbia, they're all still open. Embarrassed that I don't know more about Cardoso. I'm genuinely on top of you. US football. Is he any good? Robert, you got your homework to do then. You need to go and watch him. That's your homework, Robert. We'll check back in. We'll check back together on that one, all right? Johnny, hope to get 1 to 2 players. You'd hope we were going to be doing something. Did you hear Galatasaray got Osman? I did, Joshua. Fabrizio Romano tweeted it about 4,000 times. How could I not see it? I don't think we have any real interest in Cardoso. Just get him out of the club. There's also that potentially. He's good. Dual national, Brazil and USA, still raw though, but growing. Well, statistically wise, he does look half decent if you look at the stats. He does look good if you look at the stats. Challenge accepted. Damn straight. Damn straight. We're here to do homework. Technically, schools go back soon. We're doing homework. Probably best to keep Reggie now. We are short. No, he won't be. He's already been told he's leaving. He's not being in the squad. You went to the Flannery's in Manhattan for the game on Sunday. First time going to a Spurs barn is electric. Amazing atmosphere and energy. I think the owners must be from London or something. Oh, nice. Nice. I reckon it's a pretty decent atmosphere. Swaggy Boost, mate, if you're on Twitter or Instagram, give us a follow. Tag me in the pictures or send me the pictures. I want to have a look at that. That'd be pretty cool if you've got any. Gatas away for us is going to be scarier now. I think it was always going to be scary, full stop. Hotebert is a regular starter. Hopefully so. Did you see the comment by Ronald Koeman on Bergwijn? I did. What did Bergwijn expect? Yeah, I don't think Ivan Toney's going to be in the squad ever again now. You know what I mean? Donny name against subs for Orient game against Arsenal 21 tonight. Hope Donny gets to play and beat the Gooners. Well, look, you never know. You never know. We'll see. We'll see. Right, talking about the EFL Cup or the Carabao Cup third round. Just give you an update. The Coventry game, the dates come out 18th of September. So 15 days time, just over 2 weeks time now. It'll be 8 p.m. UK time. So look, if you're in America, you're thrilled as hell. You're getting yourself a nice little sort of lunchtime watch of Spurs, which would be good. Good for Koeman. Do you go any games regularly? If so, what was the last one? Oh, mate. If work allowed me to go as often as I hoped, I would, but it doesn't. What was the last game I went to? Good Lord. I don't actually know, mate. That's really embarrassing. I don't actually know. Tell you what, the best game that I went to last season, and it was for the limbs. It wasn't for the quality of the game. It's for the limbs. It was a Brighton game because I was there with a few other people. We were dotted. We were with other people, but we all went up. And this is a great story. Luke, who obviously has been on this channel, Højbjerg hit it over in like the 95th minute. He went to the toilet. He thought the game was done. He missed the winner. And there's limbs. I've never hugged so many strangers in my life. The limbs were incredible. But yeah, he went to the toilet because he's an idiot. I came out into the concourse after the game. And he was like, I can't believe that. And I was like, what? He was like, I went to the toilet. I was like, I can't say it on YouTube what I wanted to say, but I was saying something pretty strong is all I was going to say. FA Cup. What about the FA Cup? Organize an inside Spurs match day experience. Well, you know, if we can all link up, we'll all link up. We'll do something quite good like that. I think that'd be fun. Last game I went to was the Marseille game at home where Richie scored both goals. The atmosphere is incredible. Were you sitting in the wall? Where were you sitting? Where were you sitting, mate? Excuse me. Right, moving on to a little bit of Angel Gomes news. So Graham Bay is saying Spurs. He's saying the understand Spurs are keeping close tabs on newly called up England midfielder Angel Gomes. The former Manchester United youngster is out of contract in 12 months. That's going to wind up some people. You can already tell. So Angel Gomes, yeah, like the article states, he did get his England call up. Obviously, the new manager Lee Carsley is the manager now, taking over from Gareth Southgate. He plays out in the French league. He plays for Lille. So he is a former Manchester United youngster. He's 24. He's only just turned 24. Turned 24 only a few days ago on August 31st. Contract expires this coming summer. He's had an interesting road, really, when you think about it. Like, he went from Manchester United to Lille, went on loan to Boavista. He's back at Lille for a few seasons. I mean, he's played 4 times already this season. Looking at, if I bring up his stats for last season, bear with me. Zero preparation for this topic, obviously. In 23-24 season, Love it. Love it when the web page takes forever to load. He played 45 times. He had 2 goals and 10 assists from sort of the central midfield area. That was across Ligue 1, the Conference League, the Coupe de France, and UEFA Conference League qualifiers. But if you take out 5 of those games being the Conference de France and the UEFA Conference League qualifiers, in 40 games, he had 2 goals, 9 assists. So he played just over 3,400 minutes. Good player, talented player. He was tipped to be a very good player at Manchester United. It just didn't work. These things happen. Oh no, the FA Cup wasn't the last game I went to, mate. It wasn't. That was January time. Yeah. Well, I mean, the Brighton game was February alone. Opposite the tunnel. Nice. Good seats. 12 months of contract. Levy's written all over it. You know he has. Heard he's a talent. Well, look, like I said, he went through the Manchester United system, was very, very well respected through the Manchester United system. I just don't think it was the right time through Manchester United. You know, obviously, this was when the Fergie era was sort of coming to an end. The Moyes, Van Gaal, sort of Mourinho era was coming through the door. And it was all just a bit of a crap fest. And it just didn't work. With Angel Gomes now obviously being a much more mature human being, being 24, there's obviously that. Now, I think people probably sit there and compare it to the situation where you go, well, he's 24. He's a somewhat creative midfielder. Is that the Eze replacement? I'm not saying anything. That's all I'm going to say. Will he fit in with Ange? Only Ange can tell you that, mate. Ange can tell you he's only 5'6". Hey, that means I'm taller than him. That's a small win for me. If this story is out already, I reckon there'll be a competition for the signing in January. Well, look, it's sometimes just aggregators trying to get clicks and like onto what they're tweeting. Hence why we take everything, as they say, with a big pinch of salt. I still remember when Angel Gomes went to Nigeria for a pastor to bless him to not have injuries. Oh, yeah, I remember that, Les. Actually, that's a shout and a half. That's a really good shout, Les, mate. Fair play to you. Les no ball, apparently. So, yes, very, very fascinating with Angel Gomes. I'm not going to spend too much on it. I've just seen that Chelsea are open to allowing Ben Chilwell to go on loan to Turkey. Says it all. Says how poor the left-back situation is for the England national team. That's all I'm going to say. That Ben Chilwell's going for Turkey. God, we are screwed at left-back. We've got so many great right-backs for the England national team, but the left-back situation is just pathetic. Luke Shaw can't stay fit. Chilwell's not very good. What's next? Get Tyreek Mitchell in there. Give him a whirl. Let him see what we can do. But yes, I mean, on the face things, though, more importantly, back to Spurs, the ticket cap situation is a farce. It's a joke. It's embarrassing. The Devine interest, that's fascinating to me, though. That could be a brilliant loan move for him. And I do think that would set him up to play in the Premier League actually probably better than a Championship loan. I genuinely think so. More of a fast action pace, get on the ball, play your stuffs, which style of football out in Belgium. I think that could be brilliant. Spurs without Angel Gomes, it's early doors. We're only a couple of days being removed from the transfer window. Let's not look so much into it. The Cardoso news, obviously £21 million is the buy option. Again, it's not going to be for another year now. So we'll just keep an eye on him. We'll look at what we've got there. It doesn't mean we're going to go for him, though. You know what I mean? Why do so many fans hate Daniel Levy? That's a great question, mate. And I think you'd get a different answer from every individual person. My suggestion to you, Swagger Boost, is I don't want anyone to tell him. I want you to go off and just look at his history as Spurs. Look what he's done. Weigh up the good, because there is good. People will tell you that he's awful and he's devil spawn, but there is some good, but there is also bad. And my point is, mate, if you look at what he's done, then you make up your mind, and then then you've made the right answer. You come to your own conclusion. That's the important thing. It's like when someone says, "Oh, I hate this guy. I don't like this guy," and you go, "Well, I've never met the lads. He might be all right." And you make your own decisions. There's some people that tell you he's the worst human being on God's green earth. Some tell you that he's actually pretty decent. Some people are in between. My suggestion is for you, sir, to look into it yourself. But yes, I think more importantly, though, there's still a few more days of the window. Let's keep an eye on Sergio Reguilon. That's still the last one of all the departures to go. That's the last one. I guess that's kind of why I'm holding off on not doing the review of the transfer window, because I want Reguilon to go, because then I can say the outgoings were 10 out of 10. You know, from what I've YouTube, he seems like a well-meaning but kind of a cheap owner and skimps out. There's a bit more to it. Like I said, good and bad. Good and bad. Levy employed Ange to his K by me. Brave. Gonzo, you're going to wind people up with that. Not me. Obviously, I love Ange, but you'd wind other people up that don't like Ange for some reason. But yes, thank you all so much for joining me this evening. Obviously, we're back tomorrow speaking more Spurs. Hopefully, we get some transfer news, a few more outgoings for loaned out players. Obviously, if you missed it, please go back and watch the loan roundup that I did this morning. It was a great loan roundup. There's so much great information. Such a good week for the guys out on loan. Please go back and watch it. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me this evening. Enjoy the rest of your days. Enjoy your rest of your evenings. And I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Peace out, everyone. Take care.